the commissioning of these trucks to complement the efforts being made by the assemblies in Accra. You recall, in 2017, when the president made the bold declaration of intent to make Accra the cleanest city, we are under no illusion that as MMDCs in Accra, it's our primary responsibility to indeed make Accra clean. We are working in tandem with the private sector, and I must acknowledge that the Zoomlion company has been a main private sector that has been very supportive of this enterprise. Indeed, when we assumed office, one thing that we witnessed was lack of infrastructure to support this initiative. When we collect refuse in Accra, we have to cut it for a long distance to Pone to go and deposit and come. Navigate through the traffic, and for that matter, we have a long distance to cover. The construction of transfer station has reduced the turnaround time in Accra. Today, Zoomlion company, ably supported by the assembly, is also constructing a recycling and compost plant to be commissioned hopefully next month in the city of Accra. We are also aware that when people talk about Accra not being clean, basically they are talking about the streets of Accra not being clean. Despite the effort that been put in by street sweepers to sweep the streets of Accra, littering is also ongoing in Accra. And that is where the MMDCs collectively has agreed to step up our enforcement. Indeed, in the wisdom of the president, sanitation is cross-jurisdictional. So refuse or filth anywhere in Accra does not necessarily belong to one assembly, it belongs to all of us. Consequently, the assemblies has been put together in a program that is called Assemblies Without Borders. Wherever there's a refuse, any assembly with the capacity should provide the necessary support to collect the refuse from there. That is the wisdom of the president in making sure that Accra is indeed clean. We have also collected all the heaps of refuse in town. It's left with some few. We know that there's one also at Agobloshi, which has been there for the past 20 years. We will surely collect that refuse. We also are aware that there's one refuse also somewhere in Gleve. We will collect that refuse. But out of the 40 mountains of refuse that we came to see in Accra, I can tell you confidently that over 35 has been cleared, and we want to clear all so that we can achieve the president's goal of making Accra clean. In concluding my statement, I want to assure the people of Accra that the MMDCs are poised to ensure that the president's goal of achieving the city clean is indeed becomes a reality. And it is not just about sweeping, but those who litter the streets of Accra should be on the lookout that henceforth our assemblies, environmental health officers led by the MMDCs are going to step up their enforcement to make sure we arrest and prosecute those who litter the streets of Accra. Indeed, those who also placed posters and hung banners all over the ceremonial and business streets of Accra are no more going to be entertained because it adds to the bad spectacle of Accra. And for the households that have also not registered with the private sector collectors in your area, please do so before we come after you. This year is a year of action. This year is a year of producing all the results so that come next year, when it comes to you again, you will forever commend us and say that Accra indeed clean.